Hello and welcome to hobby vlog number 114. 114, who'd have thought it? Just crazy. This week has been a bit of a difficult week for me getting back to work and finding time to hobby, but I have managed to get a few things done. I've managed to finish up some projects, I've started some new ones, I've made some really good progress across the board. A large chunk of this video is taken up with some amazing deliveries I've received, including a couple of Kickstarter games and a few other bits and pieces. So that's why it looks so long, but there still is quite a lot of hobbying going on, and as I say, there's been quite a lot of progress on quite a few different projects, which is always nice. I like to keep things going in different ways, and well, yeah, you'll see. So I hope you enjoy the video. Let me know in the comments below if you do. I always reply to all of them. I love reading them, so please do say hello. And yeah, let's go and have a look and see what happened this week. So the last step that I'm doing on this is I'm going to make it so I can hang this on the wall. I've got a little attachment here which I got out of a wall hanger kit, and I'm going to stick it on using hot glue. Hopefully this hot glue gun is warm. Yes, it is now. Good. So I'm going to stick it on using hot glue. So I'm just going to put a load of hot glue on the back, press it in, and hope that it dries in nicely. There we are. I believe that hot glue is what the Chinese use to do this as well. There we are. So that can now get hung up nicely. Make sure I don't stick it with hot glue at the top. That would be a bit silly. There we are. That can now get hung up on the wall and will look great. Very, very pleased with how that has turned out. So there we are, wrapped up that project. Well, I've done several courses and I'm really happy with how it's looking. And I think I'm actually happy with the height of it. So the final step to do is to put another coat of PVA just in all the gaps, just to make sure that there's nothing loose, and then let that dry. And then what we'll do is we'll start to build up the rest of the terrain. That was a really chilled technique. I really like doing it like this. I think it gives a really good little effect. Obviously it's slower than doing the carved XPS as you've seen, but I think the results are worthwhile personally. So yeah, what I'm going to do is just dip a little bit of PVA in the gaps just to make sure if any of them are loose, though it doesn't feel like any of them are, that they're not going to get knocked and they're not going to fall off. They will be made more secure as I add more terrain, obviously around the base, so that will secure up, because we'll be building that up with a little bit of grout. Maybe not next, but soon. But yeah, just a little coat, let that dry, and then we're done. So there we are, little dry stone wall. I did have a recommendation that I do two courses, so do two stones next to each other. I would like to use this same technique on the base for the church, and I think I might try that just to, that was Regworth suggested that, just to give it a go. I think I'd probably use smaller stones if I was doing two or three rows, 2 or 3 stones per row width. So I might do a slightly smaller stones and try and give that a go, and that could be an interesting one, so we'll come to that later as well. So I'll let that dry and then we'll pick up the next steps when that has all gone off. So I decided on this to do a little bit more of an involved base than I was initially going to do, and I pulled out my box of tricks with these aquarium or fake plants, whatever, and I found that I only had one pack of these, a small amount of these red flowers left, and this is really what I was wanting to use. So I asked Angela when she was in town to pick some more up, and she's knocked it out the park, because not only she picked up those lovely red ones, she's found these which I just absolutely love. They are superb, so I'm going to have to go and get more of those. I really like those, but she's brought in a load of the red ones, and as I said, that's what I really want to focus on this build. And also some interesting other ones. I told her that it should be a prehistoric type of jungle, and you can see that some of these are going to be really good for that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically glue these in place all over the place, all along this ridge here mainly, and I might do a slightly different bush on this side. So this side is going to be these red plants, and I'm going to do them really thick. So to do that, I'm actually going to cut off this bottom little section here, Probably just use hot glue and put a little dab of hot glue on the bottom of each one, push it in place, more hot glue, put it in place, and just build up all the way around, like I say. So this ridge is all with beautiful, a big hedge of red flowers. So I'm going to get that done. So I'll get my hot glue gun warmed up and get going. I'll put some music on. I might mix it up with a couple of other plants. I have some others that I thought I might mix in there. These ones in particular are awesome as well for what I've got in mind. But having seen this, I just love it. That might have to be what I do on the other side, to be honest. I might do a big clump of this on the other side. Maybe even literally tie that together, snip it off here and hot glue it in place, because that is just wonderful. So thanks, Angela, you really did me a solid there. So yeah, so I'll get myself set up. I'm going to work on this side first because I know what I want, and then we'll have a look at the other side when that's done, when that's all dried. So yeah, I'll pop some music on and let's get this done. This is now really nice and dry and very solid. So the next step is to start building up the terrain and all the detailing that's going to go on the base before I start to do the texturing and put down the dirt. And I'm going to do that with PVA and by putting these 3D printed parts into place, and I will also be putting down some other gravel and what have you around these fallen down areas. Not too much because I do still want them to be accessible, but I'll probably put some little piles in the corners that will be little bits of rubble, and then this end will be quite overgrown and it will get cleaner and cleaner as we go to that end. So I'll be doing that using PVA like I said, and just literally put a double PVA on and set the part down. That works very well for the larger pieces, but for the smaller pieces, if we have a look in this corner, you can see there's a very tiny part. If I zoom in a little bit better onto this, getting tight on that, you can see there's a tiny gravestone here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a few gravestones together like that size, and so for these ones I will paint a little bit of PVA, spread a little bit of PVA around in the area, and that will mean I can drop the gravestones into place without it being too fiddly, and then also it won't actually go so badly with warping. Now I've got a box full of these so let's find another one to go there. Look for another broken one. So there's another broken one that can go there. There we are. And I'll just be doing this for a little bit. I'll probably do a little bit at a time and then stop. I'm quite busy with work, so I can't afford to do too much. But I also don't want to have too many that look the same, so I need to pick out different ones and put them in nicely like that. There's another one there. There we are. So I'm going to do this over the next day or two, build up all of this, put some gravel in the edges like I've said, and once I've finished doing all of these gravestones, then I'll bring you back and we'll start to do the rest of the texture and detailing. So there we are. I've created a bit of a graveyard. I might go back to it, but I'm pretty happy with it. I've got space for miniatures because this is playable, so I've got space for my little miniatures to go in there, but also I've made it quite cramped at this end because that's what I want. And while I've been at it, here's the church with the roof done. I've also placed a couple of the monuments and done a little family graveyard there and I've glued those in place, and I might do some more, but again I will let that settle. So that's a little bit of progress, pretty pleased with that. Let that dry and then come back and start on the next step very shortly. So I am super pleased with how this is turning out, and I've decided on the next step as well, and this is going to be really simple, so there'll be no music. What I've got is the lovely fake flowers that Angela managed to find me, and there's 5 stalks, and I'm just going to snip each one off now, and I'm going to glue them in place as they are on these thick stalks. So let's get that cut. So it turns out that it looks like they have metal inside them, which I didn't know, so I probably should have used snips, but these are very, very strong scissors. So with those now done, what I'm going to do is keep them all nicely together and glue them in place as a single bunch using the hot glue gun, and then that is going to go basically here. So we'll put a load of hot glue in, and what I'll then do is come along with some traditional flocks and other things to kind of hide the hot glue lumps, and to also just keep developing this kind of prehistoric vibe. I do hate hot glue though, it does make a real mess if you even touch it a little bit too early. But the good thing is with it is you can actually carve that away. So where I've got a big blob and a huge mess, it doesn't have to stay like that. I'll be able to carve that away. So there we are, let's just hold that. And then that is the second side. And then, like I say, it's going to be bushes and lower level stuff which I'll add on to hide the lumps of hot glue that I've got there. And then it's done. But I'm really pleased with that. So thank you, Angela, again for these wonderful flowers that you found for me. They do look just perfect. So the next step is to put texture down on this, and I've been thinking about it a bit and made a couple of false starts. And what I'm going to do, and I've decided this now, is I'm going to paint a very thin layer of PVA over the base. Not over the entire base, as you can see I've clamped it down. I'm really aware of warping, particularly with this step. So I'm going to make sure that I don't risk warping by doing this very, very carefully over a couple of applications. I'll just do the first half, let that dry, then keep it clamped and do the next bits. So we're going to very, very carefully put PVA in here, and then I've got the bucket of sifted sand, which you can see here, and this is actually sand that comes off of my back bank here, so it's something I've literally dug up out of the ground and I really like it because it's very much finer than the sand I get in the builder's sand, which is the other stuff that I use. So there we are, very, very thin coat of PVA on half of it. And what I'll do is, here's my sand, just scatter it over and let it fall. So it will almost immediately come off, like this. Anything I miss, I can pick up in a future application. But yeah, there we are. So now what I can do is get a dry brush and brush it off of the, where I've got it, accidentally got it caught up on some of the 3D printed parts, as you can see. I'll let that dry, and then I will do the other half tomorrow. Now when I've finished on, got all of this covered with this sand or dust more, then I'll bring you along for the next step. After quite a long delay because of Christmas and New Year and the fact that the courier basically stopped doing anything, it seemed, today I had an absolutely amazing delivery, and I've got a load of stuff to show you. First thing is Tales from the Loop, the board game. Now this was bought me by my mum for my 40th, which was nearly 2 years ago now, I mean, it is Kickstarter. This is what happens. Things are slow, but I'm particularly excited about this. I absolutely love the world that this is set in, and I'm very excited to try to get some games with it. I joked with Angela today, maybe when Rosie's about 15 or so, because we just don't get any time to play at all. But let's have a quick look in some of the boxes. I've not opened it at all yet, so you're going to see these at exactly the same time as me. I will be painting this up on the channel obviously when I get to paint them, which I don't know when it'll be, but we shall see. So let's just take this apart. It's going to make a bit of a noise, so let's get that done. There, a little bit of sellotape held it in place, but that wasn't too bad. So I think these are the extra miniatures that I ordered. There are tokens, but I like miniatures. So having a quick look at these, there's a little bit of a sprue line to clean up, but other than that it looks pretty clean, to be honest. And these are two little gribblies. No idea what they are. Can't remember, it's been such a long time. But the world is fantastic. It's like a future world where robots have gained a hold, and then I believe they're kind of dying out as well. So yeah, it's a really fascinating world. So we've got a couple of expansions. We've got the Runaway and we've got Invasive Species, and then finally we've got the main box. So let's take this single-use plastic off and have a look and see what's inside. There we are. So hopefully there's a book for me to sniff in here. Look at that beautiful artwork. You just know. And I've actually got artwork from Free League, from the Simon, can't remember his name, terrible memory for names. I've got his artwork on my wall outside room 13. I like it that much. So here we are. We've got the rule book. Looks pretty clear. Nice bright colours. Well printed. A contents, now that is very important. I wonder if there's a glossary as well. There's an index, fantastic. So they've done that. That's something which really annoys me when they don't have in rule books. There's an index. It's not the easiest thing to find rules sometimes. My name will be in here somewhere. Finding it might prove challenging, so it doesn't look like it's in any particular order. But my name should be in here somewhere. Don't see me with the Andrews. Oh well, that's for another time. Yeah, so the World of the Loop has the back story, some beautiful artwork. So there we are. We then have a couple of cheat sheets, which is always useful. That's a good touch as well. So when you're learning the game or playing the game, you don't have to go flicking through rule books. A bunch of pop-out hard card, some standees, which I know a lot of people like a lot over miniatures. I prefer miniatures. Oh, and we've got the game board. So that has a lovely feel to it. That is a very nice feeling. Though it just tore more there, which I don't know whether it should have done. No, actually no, it should be there. Yeah, that's fine. I thought I'd broken it then. So that's got a lovely feel to it. Nice, relatively small board, so it's not going to take up too much space when you're playing it, so that's good. And then inside here we have cards. We have more miniatures, because I bought, there we are, I bought extra. So we have more miniatures of these robots. We have some double layer. Now that is always a nice touch. Double layer character cards, so that when you put your dice in, they don't move around. Talking about dice, we have some beautiful dice there. We have standees, bases, cubes, which will be what goes into those. Some teeny tiny cards and two big stacks of normal size cards. So I'll get those sleeved up, and it does look like with sleeves there'll be plenty of space, which is also really good to see. So there we are. I'm not going to open the expansions now. I just wanted to go through the core box. This will come to the channel at some point, absolutely, without a doubt. I'm very, very excited about this because I love the world, as I say, and yeah, I want to play it. So yeah, we'll bring this to the channel as soon as I can. But for now, that is Tales from the Loop, the board game. Put this away and bring the next thing out. As I say, it's been a really exciting delivery week, so this is going to be quite a long section. Apologies. So next up is something I ordered quite a long time ago, and it's taken such a long time to get here because of just how slow the courier's been running. I actually ordered this from Broadsword Wargaming 2 months ago, and he shipped it straight away. I mean, and it came perfectly packed. I can't recommend the guy highly enough. If you're in Europe wanting to get hold of any games, give him a go. He's a top lad, and very, very cool. But I've been waiting for this because a lot of people have got it and played it already, and obviously I haven't. So now this has arrived. This is a new board game which Games Workshop brought out, which makes use of the same miniatures as came with the Balin's Tomb box set for the traditional war game, but does it in a slightly different way. Now I've got a damage there. I've got a broken. There he is. He's got a broken arm off, but I should be able to fix that. But that's a bit of a shame. The fact that they were just loose in the box isn't very good. That is an assembly guide. We have cards. Now they're not the same size. They're not normal size, those. So I'm not sure whether I've got any sleeves for those. But these are the rules, because this is not using SBG rules. Some standard slot bases, some custom dice, and a sealed up. This is the gaming board, and also the rules, and also some tokens, which I'm not going to open now. So I hope to get this to the channel as well at some point, because yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I've been waiting a long time for it, and to have received it now is very cool. Most excited to have another buddy. I will be painting him up on the channel, absolutely. I'll probably do a time lapse of painting him, and I'm going to have to fix that broken gobbo. But yeah, so that arrived. I'm pretty cool, pretty happy with that. Simple little game to play. Hopefully it'll be something that I can play with Rosie when she gets a bit older. Not yet, obviously, a couple of years' time. But I'm also a bit of a completionist, so having everything that comes out from Middle-earth is something that I like to do. The other thing that I got from Broadsword was the Wrath of Angels from Aeronautica Imperialis. So this is another starter set which comes with awesome ships, pretty much the same as I've unboxed before, so this will be very quick. But we'll have a quick look and see what ships it actually comes with. So it comes with the Adeptus Astartes Xiphon Interceptor Squadron and a Storm Eagle Squadron. They look pretty cool, but they're quite similar to what I've got already. But the Asuryani, Nightwing and Phoenix Bomber, they're what I got it for, because they look really, really cool. So it comes with the same thing. You've got the rulebook again, so I've now got multiple rulebooks, but this has some special, this has the rules for those particular models and also some special scenarios. And we have a game mat, and we have the instructions, and inside there as well we have a sprue of transfers. So yeah, pretty cool. That will go on the shelf and be made up, and that'll probably be on the channel as well when I get to it. But I'm just gathering lots of these models. I'm hoping to get some games going with Tim. Fingers crossed that will happen at some point soon as well. We've had to wait over Christmas because of family commitments. But yeah, so that's Wrath of Angels, which is a pretty cool looking box set as well, starter set, and pretty good price as well. This isn't the end of it. I tell you, the delivery today was just out of this world. I've got a couple more things to show you actually after this. So this is a 1/72 scale Tupolev Tu-95M, the Russian bear, and I also got a mask set so that I can mask off the canopies and what have you when I'm painting it. And the reason why I got this is I was reading and watching a video actually about the biggest nuclear bomb ever dropped, and it inspired me to go and look and see if I can find a model of the plane, and I could, and here it is, and it is ginormous. It has a 69 centimetre wingspan. Let's have a look at the size of those wings. It is going to be huge, but it's going to go onto the Mountain of Opportunity for the time being, mainly because I'm also looking for the chase plane that was the one that had all of the scientific instruments and the cameras and all that stuff to monitor the explosion, because it was a test bomb obviously, and I'd like to do them together and potentially have them flying together down the corridor or in the games room or whatever. So this will go onto the Mountain Opportunity and will be done once I manage to get hold of the other plane. Now I have looked up what the other plane is, but my memory won't let me tell you right now what it is, but it was a jet plane that followed this, the bear, and had all of the scientists on it. So yeah, if I can get hold of that, then I'll do them together, and that will obviously come to the channel. but it's just huge. I mean, and honestly, it's a plane that I absolutely love. I mean, it's just, look at that. It's just such a beautiful, sleek design. Really, really cool. Anyway, so we're nearing the end. Couple more to go. So this is a slightly smaller thing, but it's still cool. I picked this model of a flying moose with a scary bloke riding him up from Custom Miniatures, I think it is. I'm going to forget the name now. And it took a little while to arrive, but it just arrived. And Troy from Facility D20 also ordered one. We will be doing this as a collaboration at some point, because we've both got them. We're going to do something a bit different. But that's what arrived here. So it's a resin body and wings. And then in here we have the metal parts, which I've kind of not got to very much yet. I've not opened them out and looked at them to clean them up, but the resin, not so sure about the sculpt of the resin and how well it's actually come out. I'm going to have to take a little bit of a closer look, but the metal certainly looks really, really good. So that's that, and as part of that they gave a free miniature. Enjoy your free gift. Alternative Armies, there we are. Alternative Armies is the company. They gave a free gift, and that's pretty cool as well, so I'll paint that up as well at some point. It looks kind of like a Wookiee type kind of creature from vines, some sort of living vine. Anyway, so that arrived as well today, which was really cool. We're now going to get to the last thing and the biggest thing. So here it is. I got a box full of packing material. No. This is Core Space. And I backed the all-in, as you would have expected from me. So there's a crazy amount of stuff in this box, and I haven't yet done this. This is the first time I've even taken that off the top, because yeah, I decided to wait to be videoing. It's cardboard terrain, which I've heard is very, very good. That's a patrol class shuttle. So this will be coming to the channel, and probably relatively soon, because cardboard terrain is a lot of fun. So Trading Post 5. Gates of Risa. I know a lot of people who rave about this game, so I'm quite excited to play it. Goodness me, that's heavy. The Trader Encampment, 179 pieces. That's all cardboard terrain. There's going to be a lot of fun building this, and a lot of content for you to enjoy. We've got some base rings for colouring. 1 second, I'll just make a bit of noise. Right, so, the last one, oh dear, crunch, crash, make a load of noise, is Core Space Firstborn, the sci-fi miniatures game, and a pen. How cool is that? So, let's have a look and see. I'm not going to open up the terrain, but let's have a look and see what's inside this single-use plastic. So here we are. A little bit of a crease on the top corner there, but nothing too major. So some silica gel to throw away. A folded mat, that's going to need to be rolled, but that's the playing mat. I will roll that up and put that into one of my mat storage things that I have now. And then in here we have a dice bag and some baggies, because I don't have billions of those already. We have terrain, we have a transparent measuring. You know, I'm not going to actually be able to get into this because it's going to take a little bit of digging through, so I might do a proper unboxing as a separate video, but I found the book, so let's get a bit of a sniff. All of this unboxing, and I haven't managed to sniff a book yet, so let's give it a go. That is a very good new book smell. Nice and clearly printed, good size of font, good clear font. So yeah, there we are. So Core Space arrived. So that was an incredibly long unboxing section, but yeah, pretty exciting deliveries today. Some of this stuff I've been waiting for a while. Core Space actually arrived very quickly for a Kickstarter game, but the other stuff, Tales from the Loop, I've been waiting for that a fair while. So there we are. Happy Christmas to me again. A week after Christmas, week after New Year even, and things keep arriving. I'm still working on this, still doing the same thing, where I'm just doing it in very, very slow stages. This is like the 3rd or 4th stage, but this is going to be slightly different now because I'm going to start to seal what I've done as well as adding new. So you can see I'm only working now around the corners where I was clumping before. So I'm filling in these bits here, and there's a couple of places where I've missed, so particularly between these gravestones is a little bit underrepresented for the dust. So I'm going to put dust on now in these areas. I'm just putting the glue right now, and then once that's applied I'm going to come along and I'm going to start putting the same glue over the top just to seal it all down. So yeah, getting there. I said that when I began this is going to be a slow process because I want to get it done right, and the pleasure of this month for this challenge is that I've got a whole month rather than 2 weeks. So taking 4 days or whatever it's taken me to get just this done isn't eating up a huge percentage of the available time, so I'm doing it right basically. So I'm going to add some more dust to those areas and then seal the rest of it with PVA and then let it dry again for another day. Okay, so you can see that there's a dirty great big white hot glue dollop there, and also obviously I need to finish off the rest of this kind of, I want to leave the path brown, but I need to finish off the rest of this side. And so what I'm doing is I'm gathering together some materials. I've got this green scrubbing stuff which I really like, and I've got my red flock or red clump foliage which I just made myself, and I've also got a whole load of other bits and pieces, like I think I'm going to go with these purple clumps. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come along, I'm probably not going to film all of this because it's going to be a little bit of a labour of inspiration rather than rush, but I'm just going to come along and using PVA glue, what I do know I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that red bit in there because I looked at that and that's where I want it to be. So I can smear the PVA around a bit onto the base and set that in there, and that covers up quite a lot of that horrible kind of glue clump. And then I've got other tufts and what have you that I've got from Serious Play, as well as these ones that I can't remember where I got them from, the random purple ones. So I'm going to put some tufts and clumps and just basically build up around underneath both sides of the path to make it to basically, this is going to be the finishing touches to make it look nice. So I'll get that done. I'm going to turn the camera off because I want to be able to move around and not worry about where I'm getting in the way. But I'll bring you back when I've done and show what it looks like, and then we will finish off by sealing it all with probably going to need to seal this with 3 or 4 applications of PVA, watered down PVA, but I'll tell you all about that. But we're really close to this now, so let's just get this final touches done. I'll bring you back very shortly. I've been having a lot of fun painting these, and I've finally got to the point where I'm going to base them. So you can see I've done them all the same colour. I did it with deep yellow from Vallejo, highlighted with moon yellow from Vallejo for the robes, and then royal purple, and then the rest is leathers and gunmetal steel and all that sort of stuff that's traditional. But the main colours are deep yellow and moon yellow, and then royal purple. And I'm really pleased. So I've got all of the foot troops, and I've got the 6th Cavalry, and then at the back you can see that's where my chariots are. Now they're not ready for basing because I'm working on some dead dwarfs to go on the bases of those chariots. But I'm going to start basing these now, and I'm going to use Luke's APS's, or not now anymore, he's Geek Gaming, Scrubland Base Ready. Now Base Ready is super easy to add to bases. You make use of his fast drying basing glue. Now I think I say this every time I use it, but I'm going to say it again anyway, just in case you haven't seen it. This is a latex-based paint, I believe, so don't use brushes that you don't mind getting destroyed if you're going to use a brush, because it's not going to wash off with water. And make sure you avoid getting it on your hands as well, because it's not very nice. However, it is very easy to do. We're going to put a little bit of glue on that, and I'm going to get myself a little bit of wood to push it around with, like this. That can now encourage it to go over the base, but I'm not going to destroy a brush because, like I say, it really doesn't wash off this. So I'll spread this over the whole base. There we are. And when you're happy with your coverage, and I'm happy enough, I think, with that. A little bit more there, actually. Might need a touch more glue on that. One thing is, this applicator is a little bit difficult to put small amounts of glue on, so I often end up with too much or too little. There we are, that's better. So once you've got enough glue on the base, what you do is you dunk it in and pull it out again, just like this. So let's get the material in. There we are. So we have our pot of the basing material, and we have our based mini, and that's how quick that is. So I'm going to do that on all of these. I'm going to do it on the horses as well, so everything will be done the same. And then when I come to actually do the basing of the chariots, I'll turn the camera on again as well. Really fun project. I've still got the king to do. I haven't made him or started him yet. I'm going to do another project and then come back to him. Just need to change the scenery in my painting. But yeah, let's get some basing done. So having finished my canned, or nearly finished my canned project, I decided I wanted to start something else, and I'm going to do something for the year. I'm still continuing my 20 minutes. I'm doing 22 minutes a night. So if any of you want to join in, go on to Instagram. The hashtag is 22 minutes for 2022, and you'll see me post my daily updates of what I've managed to do. But what I'm going to try to do is paint a bust a month. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then the awesome one from Quinn will be number 12. So I've got 12 busts here. I do have more actually. So I may mix it up a little bit. I've printed out quite a few busts. I've got this one as well, which is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, and I'm going to paint them. I want to do one a month. Now I'm a week into January already before I've even started, but that's fine. I do paint quite quickly, and if I stick to one a month, then I should get them done. So I'm going to pick one of these. These are all from a single Kickstarter that I backed. I'll pop a link in the description to where you can get these if you want to. They're absolutely fantastic. Name of the creator has gone from me, obviously, because my memory is terrible, but I'll try to remember to put that on the screen. There's also a link to it below. So yeah, that's going to be my challenge. So I'll pick one, start painting it. I will attempt to do an update a week. So I'll attempt to do a little clip for the vlog to show how I'm going on with my bust for that month. And I will also be putting this on Instagram as well, so come and join me there. But there we are, that's going to be a nice little challenge on top of the 20 minutes. So this is not my 20-minute challenge. I'm going to try and paint a bit more during this year, and this is going to be my reward, is to try and get all of these done. Well, now that I've finished Man Cuddling Dinosaur, I'm going to start the next in this little series that I'm doing of 3D prints that I'm putting on these wooden chopping board bases, and I'm really enjoying it. So I found this, 3D printed it. I will try to get the file linked below. But yeah, so a girl on a bear, and I'm going to paint that up, which I'll do not on camera. I'll just get it painted. Won't take me very long, it'll be a very simple paint job. And I'm going to put it down on this base, and it's going to be another heavily wooded type of effect, but I think it's going to be slightly more 3D. So I'm almost certainly going to be putting this on top of a cliff, or I'm even thinking about maybe really incorporating the base into the rest of the diorama, and maybe having a stream and a waterfall. So there we are, those are my thoughts. So introducing another little project. I know I'm starting quite a few at the moment, but this one's going to be quite quick, and I'm just really enjoying it. So keep cracking on. This is what it's all about. It's all about having fun and developing my skills. And this is going to develop my skills, because I'll do the waterfall and work out how I'm going to actually do that onto this base. So yeah, it's a really cool print. Printed out right nicely. It's free. It's low poly, but yeah, it printed out nice enough. So yeah, let's get this done. Next time you see this, it'll be painted and it'll be working on the base. Right, so this is the first file I'm printing for this Heroic Highlights challenge. Had so much fun last time doing the barrels out of Bond. I've decided to try to better it, and yeah, this is the first print, which I've not looked at yet. It looks like it's printed okay. So there it is. Yes, that is Smaug. Very big. So my plan is to do the scene in Erebor where Smaug is breaking into the forges. So I've got this awesome Smaug model, which is 2 plates, the same size as this. So I've got another plate this size to print as well after this. And then I also found someone did for free. This is free on Thingiverse, and the other one was for free on Colts 3D. They did the actual, they did the forges, which are amazing, and I was very surprised to see it. They did that, and that's also for free. And I saw this a few weeks ago and thought, oh, I'll do a diorama for that. But then when this challenge came up, I thought that's the perfect excuse to do the diorama. So I'm going to get this taken off the plate, going to get it cleaned up, washed up, cured, start the next print running, and then when I've got everything together, I will start to paint up the Smaug head. Now I think that the forge is going to be, well, I can print it on the Saturn, definitely, but I think I'm going to try and print that on the Prusa. But if I don't get the Prusa set up in the next week or so, then I'll just do it on the Saturn anyway, because I'll run out of time. But yeah, really cool. I'm really pleased. It looks like that's printed very well. Next step for this basing, sat on my filthy tray, which is what I use for this, is to come along with some watered down PVA and seal in what you've added, because as good as that terrain glue is and as fast as this method is, if you don't do this, you do risk losing material during play. And just coming along and doing this takes a couple of minutes, and it will mean that it is all completely and utterly sealed in. So this is my terrain glue. Video below, but you don't need to watch it if you don't want to, because all it is watered down PVA with a little bit of dish soap or washing up liquid in it. But it's a really nice way to get your PVA to actually settle into these sorts of small cracks, is to water it down a lot. So I'm going to do this for all of it, and then when that's done, this project will go and will wait for me to get to the king. I'll also be working on the bases for the chariots. I'm painting up the dead dwarfs right now. So once I've got those done, I probably will wait for the king anyway, because he's on chariot also, so I want to do them all the same. So I'll probably do the chariots and the king basing all the same. So that'll probably be the next time this comes to the channel. But yeah, really fun. Really love these models. Might have to get some more. Didn't realise until quite late in the project that I actually only had 10 dismounts, which isn't sufficient. Don't know why Games Workshop sold those in packs of 10. It's a bit annoying. But anyway, there we are. I'll get the rest of these sealed, and then they're ready for the game, apart from painting the rims as well, but I'll do all that together when they're all finished. I've finished painting up the Orbz figures for the diorama. So we've got the wizard staring at the orb, and we've got 2 orbs. Quinn's got a sense of humour, he's a twisted man. So yeah, these are painted and ready for the diorama making, which I'm going to start next. So I'm going to gather my materials together and then make a start on that. So that's the main part of this project. Had a lot of fun painting these. They're really nice sculpts. He's done a great job. They painted up very, very easily and look brilliant. I'm very, very pleased with them. So well done, Quinn. Nice one. Finish up the week of updates. I've finished painting up this for the Paint All the Minis challenge. The theme was one that I picked called Family, and this was just too good a sculpt for me to miss out on. It's actually on Battersea Bridge. It's a real sculpt, it's a real statue, and I absolutely love it, and I've had a lot of fun painting it up, and hopefully it will be appreciated by them. But either way, I don't care, because it's going to look really nice on the shelf. So I've still got it on the base, as you can see, still got it on quite a large resin base. What I'm going to do next is mask up, take my Dremel and cut along the edge of the paving, as you can see here. And what I might do then is actually set that into a wooden base. So I might get my router out and trim out an area and sink that into a wooden base to make it look really nice. And if I do that, then I'll bring you along for that, but if I don't, then I won't, and you'll know, because I won't have done it. It will depend on time and skill, but I might give it a try, because this is a really nice little thing. So there we are, that's done. The other theme for the month is humorous or comedy, so I'm going to see if I can pick something else out and do that as well, but we shall see. There we are, at least I'll finish this one. So this is done, and can now have some pictures taken and then go for display. So we're on shaky cam because I had the idea of putting at the back there just a single tulip. Now, I'm not sure you'd have tulips back in the day when dinosaurs were running around, but I don't care. It's a little Easter egg that is hidden away from most people's sight, but I know it's there and now you do as well. These are just beautiful, these plants that we get from our local hardware shop, and I really like this print. I really like how it's turned out. Very pleased with the paint job, very simple paint job, but it works perfectly, and you can see why this red dinosaur has worked well in this region, because look at those beautiful red flowers and this red undergrowth. It's a very colourful world, and yeah, very pleased with Man Cuddling Dinosaur. That can now go on display, and I can start the next one on this series, which is going to be Girl Riding Bear, I believe. Well, there we are, a really varied week, as I've said. Quite a big chunk in the middle there talking about the deliveries, but it was very exciting. I've been waiting for some of those things quite a long time, so that was really cool for them to arrive. And a lot of awesome work on some projects. So if you made it this far, I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. The big collaboration I've been part of, which was supposed to be out Friday just past, got pushed to this coming Thursday. Fingers crossed it doesn't get pushed back again. Keep an eye out for that. It's huge. I'm very proud of it. I love what I made, and I love have been involved in it. So you do watch that. And yeah, really appreciate you being along for this journey. It's really cool to know that people watch my videos. So thank you ever so much, every single one of you. I'll wrap up by saying, as I always do, please do stay healthy, stay safe, and stay well.